Good morning. Time for another morning report. All right, in the news, still talking about Kathy Griffin and the fallout from her Donald Trump beheading photo stunt, which has, for her, has horribly backfired. She had to issue an apology on Twitter, and which was kind of lame. There was no mention of apology directly to the president for this vile, the sort of joke, stunt, whatever you want to call it, and the reaction was at least fairly swift from Squatty Potty, who she'd done a commercial for. They've removed all marketing materials and disassociated themselves with her. Took a little bit longer for CNN to try to figure out what's going on. Anderson Cooper had said he was disappointed, and we knew CNN was officially disappointed. But they went ahead and took the next step and terminated her contract. So if you're looking, you won't be seeing Kathy Griffin with Anderson Cooper on New Year's Eve. Frankly, I'm not sure you're going to be missing much. I never watched that program, and please tell me, please leave a comment as to why you thought that Kathy Griffin actually had any talent to begin with. The whole idea of her show on My Life on the D List was poking fun at things, but really, I mean, D List. Does anybody think she even ranks that high? Okay, just tell me whether or not I'm right or wrong on that. Anyway, moving on, Hillary Clinton did an interview at a tech conference, Code 2017, I believe it was, and made some interesting statements about the election. Still having a hard time getting over the election loss. She's still smarting from that, and trying to accept blame, but not accept blame at the same time. At least the top line, accepting blame, so people can, people says, well, Hillary is accepting blame for the election loss, but then in the same breath saying, it's not my fault that I lost, and here are the reasons why. The reasons I lost were, the email scandal, which was a big nothing burger. A nothing burger, really, very interesting. The DNC was bankrupt, to the extent that she had to throw money into the DNC to keep it operating. And also, of course, the word that has been coming up since she had her interview with Christiane Amanpour a few weeks ago, misogyny. So, yes, it is our bias against women, our hatred of women, that caused her election loss. No consideration being given to the fact that Hillary as a woman probably wound up with people voting for her strictly on the fact of her gender, got her votes that she probably wouldn't have had otherwise. Also kept Donald Trump a little bit more muted in terms of his attacks on her. I mean, he did attack her, but he was trying to walk the fine line that you need to attack your opponent because that's what you do in campaigns, but you have to be a little careful because it's not only is it Hillary Clinton, but she's a woman and you don't want to offend women voters. So, being a female was not a negative to Hillary. I think in the end it was a big plus. I don't think there's any other way that a Clinton running today, would have received as many votes as she did if it wasn't for the fact that she was a woman, right? So, anyway, Hillary is, it's the blame everybody else but me in the end syndrome, which doesn't, falls flat for me. That's all I can say. Paris Climate Accord, President Trump has announced pulling out of that. That's got the far left, the liberals, Democrats, all in a tizzy. Has Hollywood in a tizzy, of course. Okay, basically, I'll say it's the usual suspects. And so you don't have, but the problem is that, we don't get an honest reporting in the news media, surprise, surprise, about the climate accord. And, it's actually not a good deal. There's, why in the world should the U.S. accede to standards and rules set by Europeans? This serves no benefit to us whatsoever, and actually didn't have that widespread support in Congress overall. So I think it's a good chance to go back to the drawing board and then talk about some other things, but just really stay away from that. So he's met another campaign promise with regards to his ideas to to go ahead and look more closely at things and reject the accord. And then finally, Joe Biden, Uncle Joe. I have to admit, maybe it's heresy, but I kind of miss the guy and his gaffes. He is hitting the comeback trail by forming a PAC, and so, that's fine. So it's fuel speculation that he wants to run in 2020, but Hillary's ruled that out. Biden hasn't really ruled it out, I guess. But really, who you're looking at. I mean, even though Hillary's ruled it out, doesn't mean that if people didn't draft her that she wouldn't go ahead and consider it. Then you've got Biden, an also ran candidate, Elizabeth Warren. Is that where you want to go? The bench isn't really super deep for the Democrats, and that's their problem as they head towards 2020. And even in 2018, you can see that the Democrats, they've been feeling better because I think they can beat Trump in the 2018 midterms, but there's no guarantee of that. So anyway, plenty to talk about, plenty to comment on, I think. Make sure you check out the Bias Buzz podcast. It has been posted on YouTube, but you can get that a lot quicker if you subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, or you check it out on SoundCloud, because it gets up there a lot quicker than other places, unless you're going to watch it live on Facebook or Twitter. All right, that's it. Thanks a lot, folks. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.